What's the matter?
Take a look at that girl, Billy. She ain't never to be allowed on my carousel again. If she comes back, if she ever dares, I want you to throw her out. Understand me? Throw her out.
All right, you heard what the lady said. Run home now.
Oh, come on, Julie. No, I won't. Like a drink?
Sure.
Mr. Bigelow, tell me, please, honest and truly, if I came to the carousel again, would you throw me out?
What did she do anyway?
She says you put your arm around my waist.
So that's it. Here's something new. I can't put my arm around a girl without asking your permission. Is that how it is?
Just don't want that one around anymore.
You come around all you want, see? And if you ain't got the price, Billy Bigelow will treat you to a ride.
Big talker, ain't you, Mr. Bigelow? Think I can't throw you out, too? You think you're such a good barker I can't get along without you. That how it is? Well, just for that, you're fired. Your services are no longer required. You're bounced, see?
Very well, Mrs. Mullen.
You know, I could bounce you if I felt like it.
And you felt like it just now. Ain't that funny? So I'm bounced.
Do you have to pick up on every word I say? I only say...
That my services were no longer required. Very good. We'll let it go at that, Mrs. Mullen.
All right, you devil. We'll let it go at that.
Mr. Bigelow, if she's willing to say she'll change her mind...
You keep out of it.
But I don't want this to happen on account of me.
Apologize to her.
So there. Me. Apologize to her. For what? For spoiling the good name of my carousel, the business left me by my dear, safely departed husband, Mr. Mullen. I only wish my poor husband were alive this minute.
Well, I'll bet he don't.
Such a smack in the jaw.
That's just what I'm gonna give you if you don't dry up.
You upstart. After all I've done for you. Well, that's it. I'm through with you for good.
Get!
Won't take you back like before. Through for good. Mr. Bigelow.
Don't you feel sorry for me or I'll give you a slap on the jaw. Don't you go feeling sorry for me either.
I'm not feeling sorry for you, Mr. Bigelow.
You're a liar. You are feeling sorry for me. I can see it on your face. You think now that she fired me, I won't be able to find another job.
What will you do now, Mr. Bigelow?
Well, first of all, I'll go get myself a glass of beer. Whenever anything bothers me, I always drink a glass of beer.
Then you're bothered about losing your job?
No. Only how I'm going to pay for the beer. Will you pay for it? Will you? How much money have you got?
43 cents?
And you? I asked you how much money you got. I understand. No need to cry about it. I'm going to the carousel to get my things. Stay here till I get back. Then we'll have a drink. It's all right. Keep your money. I'll pay.
Shoo. Shoo. Do you like?
I don't know.
You're a queer one, Julie Jordan. You're wider and deeper than a well, and you never tell me nothing.
There's nothing that I care to choose to tell.
You've been acting both peculiar. Every part of you went ahead of me. Always standing by the window.
I like to watch the river meet the sea.
When we work in the mill, weaving at the loom, you gaze absent-minded at the room. And half the time your shuttle gets twisted in the threads till you can't tell the war from the womb.
Tain't so.
Oh, Julie, I've been busting to tell you something lately.
You have?
The reason I didn't care to tell you before was because you didn't have a fellow of your own. But now that you got one, I can tell you about mine.
I'm glad you got a feller, Carrie. Tell me, what's his name?
His name is Mr. Snow, and an upstanding man is he. He comes home every night in his round-bottom boat with a net full of herring from the sea. he kissed me, the whiff of his clothes knocked me flat on the floor of the room. But now that I love him, my heart's in my nose. And fish is my favorite perfume. Last night he spoke quite low, and a fair-spoken man is he. And he said, Miss Pepperidge, I'd like it fine if I could be wed with the wife. And indeed, Miss Pepperidge, if you'll be mine, I'll be yours for the rest of my life. Next moment we were promised, and now my mind's in a maze. For all I can do is look forward to that wonderful day of days. Marry Mr. Snow. The flowers will be buzzing with the horn of bees. The birds will make a racket in the churchyard trees. When I'll marry Mr. Snow. Then it's off to home we'll go. And both of us will look a little dreamy-eyed and drive into a cottage by the ocean side, where the salty breezes blow. He'll carry me across the threshold, and I'll be as meek as a lamb. And he'll set me on my feet, and I'll say kind of sweet, well, Mr. Snow, here I am. It's off to home we'll go. Then home is right as can be, a living in a cottage by the sea with me. That young seafaring, bold and daring, big me whispered, overbearing,
Oh, Carrie, I'm so happy for you.
So you see, I can understand now how you feel about Billy Bigelow.
You still here?
You told us to wait for you.
What do you think I want with two of you? I meant one of you was to wait. The other can go home.
All right.
One of you goes home. Where do you work?
Bascom's Cotton Mill, a little ways up the river.
And you?
I work there too.
Well, one of you goes home. Which of you wants to stay? Come on, speak up. Which of you stays?
Well, whoever stays loses their job.
How do you mean?
Well, all Bascom's girls have to be respectable. We all have to live in the mill boarding house. And if we're late, they lock us out and we can't go back to work there anymore.
Is that true? They'll bounce you if you're not home on time?
That's right.
Oh, Julie, should I go?
I can't tell you what to do, Carrie.
Well, all right. You stay if you like.
Is that right? You'll be discharged if you stay?
Oh, should I go, Julie?
Why do you keep asking me that?
Well, you know what's best to do.
All right, Carrie, you can go home.
Well, good night.
And now we're both out of a job. Have you had your supper?
No.
You want to eat out on the pier?
No.
Anywhere else?
No.
You don't come to the carousel much. Only see it 3 times before today.
Oh, I've been there much more than that.
Is that right? Did you see me?
Yes,
Did you know I was Billy Bigelow?
they told me.
Have you got a sweetheart?
No.
Don't lie to me.
I haven't anybody.
You stayed here with me first time I asked you. You know your way around all right.
No, I don't, Mr. Bigelow.
Well, and what did you stay for anyway?
So you wouldn't be left alone?
Alone? Gosh, you're dumb. I don't need to be alone. I can have all the girls I want. Not just mill girls. I can have any kind.
I know, Mr. Bigelow.
What do you know?
That all the girls are crazy for you. But that's not why I stayed. I stayed because you've been so good to me.
Well, then you can go home.
But I don't want to go home now.
Well, suppose I go away and leave you sitting here.
Even then, I wouldn't go home.
You know what you remind me of? The girl I knew in Coney Island. I'll tell you how I met her. One night at closing time, we had just put out the lights in the carousel. Just as I was... Say, tell me something.
Evening, Mr. Vasco. Good evening, Timony. It's a nice night.
Indeed it is.
Mr. Vasco, isn't that one of your girls over there? One of my girls? Is that you, Miss Jordan?
Yes, Mr. Bascom.
Whatever are you doing out at this hour?
I...
You know what time we close our doors down at the mill boarding house. You couldn't make it home on time now if you ran all the way.
No, sir.
Who's old Sideburns?
Here now! Don't you go to calling Mr. Vasco names, unless you're fixing to get yourself into trouble. We got a report on this fellow from the police chief at Bangor. He's a pretty sly gazebo. Come up from Coney Island. New York, eh? Aye. Makes a specialty of young things like this. Gets them all moony-eyed, promises to marry them, and then takes their money.
But I ain't got any money.
You speak when spoken to, miss. Now, you've heard the kind of blackguard this man is. When you're an inexperienced young girl, he's imposed on you, and you're deluded, and so I'm inclined to give you one more chance. You hear that? I'm meeting Mrs. Bascom down at the church. We'll drive you home, and I'll explain everything to the housemaid. Come, my child. Well, don't be standing there like you didn't have good sense.
Do I have to go with him?
No, you don't have to go.
Then I'll stay.
After I warned you, you see, Tiffany? There's some of them you just can't help. Good night. Good night, Mr. Bascom.
Good night, Mr. Bascom.
And you low-down scallywag, I have to throw you in jail.
What for?
Don't know. Wish I did.
Well, and then what?
Huh?
Well, you were starting to tell me a story.
Me?
About that girl in Coney Island. You said you just turned out the lights in the carousel, and that's as far as you got.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, just as the light went out, someone came along. A little girl with a shawl, you know, she... Say, tell me something. Ain't you scared of me? I mean, after what that cop said about me taking money from girls.
I ain't scared.
Is that your name? Julie? Julie something?
Julie Jordan.
Well, ain't you sorry you didn't run away? You can still go if you wanna.
I reckon I'm here to stay.
Ain't you ever had a feller?
No.
Ain't you ever had a feller at all?
No.
Well, you must have had a feller you went walking with.
Yes.
Where'd you walk?
Nowhere special.
Did you love him?
No, I never loved no one. I told you that.
Say, you're a funny kid. You want to go into town and dance maybe?
No, I have to be careful.
Of what?
Of my character. You see, I'm never gonna marry.
Suppose I was to say to you that I'd marry you.
You?
Scares you, don't it? You're thinking what that cop said.
No, I ain't. I never paid no mind to what he said.
But you wouldn't marry anyone like me, would you?
Yes, I would. If I loved you. It wouldn't make no difference what you did, even if I died for it.
Now, how do you know what you'd do if you loved me? Or how you'd feel or anything?
I don't know how I know. Well, just the same. I know how it'd be if I loved you. When I worked in the mill, weaving at the loom, I'd gaze absent-minded at the roof. And half the time the shuttle would tangle in the threads, and the warp would get mixed with the woof. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't. see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you time and again. I would try to say all I'd want you to know. If I loved you, wouldn't it come in an easy way, round in the circles I'd go, longing to tell you, but afraid and shy, I'd let my golden chances pass me by. Soon you'd leave me, off you would go in the mist of the day, never, never to know.
Well, anyway, you don't love me. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yes. I can smell them, can you? The blossoms. The wind brings them down.
Well, there ain't much wind tonight. Hardly any. Nights like this make you wonder what life is all about.
Well, to figure things out, two heads can be better than one.
Well, I don't need you or anyone else to help me. I gotta figure it out for myself. We ain't important. What are we? A couple of specks and nothing. Well, look up there. There's a hell of a lot of stars in the sky, and the sky's so big the sea looks small. And two little people, you and I, we don't count at all. You're a funny kid. I don't ever remember meeting a girl like you. You? You trying to get me to marry you?
Oh, no.
What's putting it into my head? You're different, all right? I don't know what it is. You look up at me with that little kid face, like you trusted me. I wonder what it'd be like.
What?
Nothing. I know what it'd be like. It'd be awful. I get to see myself. Kinda scrawny and pale, picking at my food, and lovesick like any other guy. I'd throw away my sweater and dress up like a dude in a dickie and a collar and a tie. If I loved you.
But you don't.
No, I don't. But somehow I can see just exactly how I'd be if I loved you. Time and again I would try to say all I'd want you to know. I'm not planning to marry anybody. Even if a girl was foolish enough to want me to, I wouldn't.
Don't worry about it, Billy.
Who's worrying?
You're right about there being no wind. The blossoms are just coming down by themselves. Just their time, so I reckon.
Hold your horses!
Hey, what are you women doing in there?
Hold your horses!
Are you cooking the ice cream? Roasting the lemonade? Nettie Fowler! You! Nettie Fowler!
Will you stop that racket? Get away, you passive demons!
Where's Nettie?
In the kitchen, busier to be in a bucket of tar. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself, thinking yourselves a plague and a nuisance with your yelling and screaming and carrying on. Here, boys, here's some donuts and coffee. Fall to.
Donuts are red! That's our bad. You're at your place, Nettie.
Now, plenty in there.
Wait, you're yummy.
Nettie, after us just telling them, what you doing that for?
They've been digging clams since 5 this morning. I see 'em myself down on the beach. Nettie, you're a soft-hearted ninny. Oh, you can't blame 'em. First clam bake of the year, they're always like this. It's like unlocking a door, and all the crazy notions they kept shut up for the winter come whooping out into the sunshine. This year's just like every other. March went out like a lion, whipping up the water in the bay. Then April cried and stepped aside, and along came pretty little May. May was full of promises, but she didn't keep 'em quick enough for some. And a crowd of doubting Thomases was predicting that the summer never come.
Well, it's coming by gum, you can feel it's come, you can feel it in your heart, you can see it in the ground.
You can hear it in the trees, you can smell it in the breeze.
Look around, look around, look around.
Busting out all over the meadow and the hill. But they're busting out of bushes and the romping river pushes every little wheel that wheels beside a mill. June is busting out all over. The feeling is getting so intense that the young Virginia creepers have been hugging the bejeepers out of all the morning glories of the third. Because it's June, 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 June. Just because it's June, June, June. Fresh and alive and gay and young. June is a love song sweetly sung. June is a
you keep aren't even keeping full. On account of his June.
Just because it's June, June, June.
Hello, Julie. Did you find him?
No. Billy went out with Jigger Cragen last night and he hasn't come home.
Jigger Cragen?
His new friend. He's a sailor on that big whaler, the Nancy B. She's sailing tomorrow. I'll be so glad.
Look, girls, we've got work to do. Come on. You sit up there and sweep those steps. And you sit up there and stay out of the way. Don't go poking your noses in other people's business.
You need me, Cousin Nettie?
No, that's all right. You stay here and visit with Carrie. You haven't seen each other in a long while. Do you good?
Is he working yet?
No. Cousin Nettie's been awful kind to us, letting us stay here with her.
Well, Mr. Snow says a man that can't find work these days is just bone lazy.
But Billy don't know any trade. He's only good at what he used to do, so now he just doesn't do anything.
Well, wouldn't that carousel want to take him back?
I think she would, but he won't go. I asked him why, and he wouldn't tell me. Last Monday, he hit me.
Did you hit him back?
No,
Well, why don't you leave him?
because I don't want to.
Why would I leave him? Thinks just because he's Billy Bigelow, he can do whatever he likes. Don't support you, beat you. Julie, he's a bad.
But he ain't willingly or meaningly bad.
Oh, maybe he ain't. That night you sat on the bench together. He was gentle then, you told me.
Yes, he was.
But now he's always acting up.
Well,
I'm
not
gonna
always.
hit you.
Not always. Sometimes he's gentle, even now. And he stands out here after supper and listens to the music from the carousel. Something comes over him, and he's gentle.
Well, what's he say?
Nothing. He just sits and gets kind of thoughtful. You see, he's unhappy because he ain't working. That's really why he hit me on Monday.
Fine reason for hitting you. Beats his wife because he ain't working.
But it preys on his mind.
Did he hurt you?
Oh, no, Carrie, no.
Well, Julie, I got some good news to tell you about me. About Mr. Snow and me. We're going to be crying in church next Sunday. What's that you say, Carrie? Carrie? Honest and truly? You're fixing to get hit? Well, I never. Do tell. Tell us, Carrie. How long you been in trouble? Near on 2 months. Julie was the first to know. What's she like, Julie? Oh, Julie's never seen him. But you all will soon. I've invited him to the clam bake today. I can't hardly wait till I see him. I can hardly wait for him. Me neither.
What a day that'll be for you.
When you walk down the aisle, all the heads will turn. What a rust little bonnets they'll be. And you'll try to smile, but your cheeks will burn, and your eyes will get so dim you can hardly see. With your orange blossoms quivering in your hand, you will someday
cottage by the sea with me, where the salty breezes blow. I love Miss Pipperidge, and I aim to make Miss Pipperidge change her name to Mrs. Enoch Snow.
I'll never look him in the face again, never! Come on, let's leave what you love for alone. Oh, Mina.
Are you surprised?
Surprise! I'm mortified! Well, this is him.
Carrie told me a lot about you.
I told you a lot about Julie, didn't I?
Carrie says you're coming to the clam bake?
Looks like we'll have nice weather for it, too.
Oh, not a cloud in the sky.
You're right.
Oh, he don't say much, but what he does say is awful pithy. Well, is he anything like I told you he was?
Oh, just like.
Oh, Carrie, I near forgot. I brought you some flowers.
Flowers, where are they? Geranium seeds.
And this in here's hydrangea.
Hydrangea.
Thought we might plant them in front of the cottage. They do good in the salt air.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
I like digging around in the garden in my spare time. Like to plant flowers and take care of them. Does your husband like to do that too?
No, I couldn't rightly say Billy likes to take care of flowers. He likes to smell them, though.
Enoch's nice looking, ain't he?
Oh, come, Carrie.
Steady and reliable, too. Well, ain't you gonna wish us luck?
Oh, Carrie, of course I wish you luck.
You can kiss Enoch, too. Us being such good friends and me being right here looking on at ya.
Why are you crying, Mrs.
Because she has such a good heart.
We thank you for your heartfelt sympathy. We thank you, Mrs.
Mrs. Bigelow. Mrs. Billy Bigelow. Mrs. Oh, Billy. You know Carrie. This is her intended, Mr. Snow.
Mr. Bigelow, I almost feel like I know you.
How are you?
I'm all right. Just getting over a little chest cold. This time of year, you know.
Billy?
All right, say it. Well, I stayed out all night, and I ain't working, and I'm living off your cousin Nettie.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
No, it was on the tip of your tongue.
Billy, be sure to come back in time for the clam bake.
I ain't going to no clam bake. Come on, Jigger.
Oh, I'm glad you ain't got no whoop jamboree notions like Billy.
Well, Carrie, it seems to me a man had enough to worry about getting a good sleep at night so as to get a good day's work the next day without looking for any special trouble.
Oh, that's true, Enoch.
A man's got to make plans for his life, and then he's got to stick to them.
Well, your plans are turning out just fine, ain't they, Enoch?
All according to schedule. So far. I own a little house and I sail a little boat, and the fish I catch I sell. And in the matter of speaking, I'm doing very well. I love a little girl and she's in love with me, and soon she'll be my bride. And in a manner of speaking, I should be satisfied.
Well, ain't you?
If I told you my plans and the things I intend, it'd make every curl on your head stand on end. When I make enough money out of one little boat, I'll put all my money in another little boat. I'll make twice as much out of two little boats. Then the first thing you know, I'll have 4 little boats, then 8 little boats, then a fleet of little boats, then a great big fleet of great big boats. All cans to call them sardines. Gonna build a little sardine can, then a big one, and then the biggest one in the whole country. Carrie, I'm gonna get rich in sardines. I mean, we're gonna get rich. You and me. I mean, you and me. And all of us. The first you will marry, we'll have one little kid. The second you will go and have another little kid. You'll soon be done in socks for 8 little feet.
Up to another plate.
We'll build a lot more rooms. Our dear little house will get bigger. Our dear little house will get bigger.
And so will my finger.
Harry, can you imagine how it'll be when all the kids are upstairs in bed? You and me sit alone in the firelight. Me in my armchair. You on my knee. Maybe?
Maybe.
When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream the things that every other dad and mother dream. When the children are asleep and lights are low, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying, I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you. We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When children are awake, go romping through the rooms and running on the stairs. Then in a manner of speaking, a house is really theirs. But once they close their eyes and we are left alone and free from all their fun, then in a manner of speaking, we can be really us. When the children are asleep, we'll sit and dream all alone the things that every other dad and mother
Dreams that won't be interrupted when the children are asleep and lights are
Lo
low.
and behold, if I still love you the way I love you today, you'll pardon my saying, I told you so. When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
You'll dream with me.
We'll think what fun we have had and be glad that it all came true.
When today is a long time ago, you'll still hear me say that the best dream I know is
When the children are asleep, I'll dream with you.
Away we'll go, go me high and low, for many, many a long, long day, for many and many a long, long day.
Hey, Billy, where you going? Stick with me. After we get rid of my shipmates, I want to talk to you. Got an idea for you and me to make some money.
How much?
More I never saw in your life. Come back here. Come on, Billy.
The people
People who live on the land are hard to understand. When you're looking for fun, they clap you into jail. So I'm shipping off to sea where the life is game free, and a fella can flip a hook in the hip of a whale.
Blow high, blow low, a whaling we will go. We'll go a whaling, a sailing away. Away we'll go, blow me high and low. For many and many a long, long day.
It's wonderful just to feel your hands upon the wheel and to listen to wind whistling in a sail. Or to climb aloft and be the very first to see a chrysanthemum spout come out of the snout of a whale.
Blow high, blow low, a whaling we will go. Go a whaling, a sailing away. Away we'll go, blow me high and low. Many, many a long, long day. For many and many a long, long day.
A rockin' upon the sea, your boat will seem to be like a dear little baby in her bassinet. But she hasn't learned to walk, she hasn't learned to talk, and a little behind is kinda inclined to be wet.
Blow high, blow low, away we will go. Go away in the sailing away, away we'll go. Blow me high and low, many, many a long, long day. For many and many a long, long day.
I tell you, Billy, it's as safe as selling cakes.
You say old Sideburns who owns the mill. Is also the owner of your ship?
That's right. And tonight he'll be taking $3,000 or $4,000 down to the captain. By himself. He'll walk along the waterfront by himself with all that money.
You'd think he'd have someone to go with him.
Not him. Not the last 3 times anyway. Well, I sat in the same spot and see him pass me. Once I nearly jumped him.
Why didn't you?
Don't like to do a job unless it's airtight. This one needs 2 to pull it off proper. Besides, there was a moon. Shining on him like a torch. Don't like moons. Lately, the nights have been running to fog. And it's 10 to 1 will have fog tonight. That's why I wanted you to tell your wife to go to that picnic. The clam bake.
Clam bake? Why?
Suppose we're all over on the island and you and me get lost in the fog for half an hour. And suppose we got in a boat and came over here and did whatever we had to do and then got back. There's your alibi. We just said we were lost on the island all that time.
Well, just what would we have to do? I mean me. What would I have to do?
You go up to old Sideburns and say, "Excuse me, sir, could you tell me the time?"
Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me the time? Well, then what?
Well, by that time, I got my knife in his ribs. Then you take your knife.
Me? I ain't got a knife.
Well, you can get one, can't you?
I won't do it. It's dirty.
What's dirty about it?
The knife!
All right, forget the knife. Just go up to him with a tin cup and say, "Please, sir, can I have $3,000? See what he does for you.
I ain't gonna do it.
Of course, if you got all the money you want and don't need...
I ain't got a cent. Money thinks I'm dead.
That's what I thought. And you brought up a job and you have a wife to support.
Shut up about my wife! What do you want?
Hello, Billy.
What do you come for?
Come to talk. Business.
Ha, business.
See you still hanging on your jailbird friend.
What's it to you who I hang around with?
If there's one thing I can't abide, it's a common type woman.
What are you doing here? You got a new Parker, ain't you?
Why don't you stay home and sleep nights? You look awful.
He's as good as me, ain't he?
Push your hair back off your forehead.
Let my hair be.
I told you to let it hang down, you push it back. Well, I hear you've been beating her. If you're so sick of her, why don't you leave her? No use beating the poor skinny
Leave
little...
her, eh? You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Don't flatter yourself. If I had any sense, I wouldn't have come here. Things you gotta do when you're in business. I'd sell the damn carousel if I could.
Way to crowd it without me?
Those fool girls keep asking for you. They miss you. See? Ain't you gonna be sensible and come back?
And leave Julie?
You beat her, don't you?
No, I don't beat her. What's all this damn fool talk about beating? I hit her once, and now the whole town... The next one I hear, I'll smash!
All right. I don't want to get mixed up in it.
Beating her. As if I'd beat her.
What are the odds, one way or another? Look at the thing straight. You've been married 2 months and already you're sick of it. Out there's the carousel. Show booths, young girls, all the beer you want, a good living, and you're throwing it all away. You know what? I got a new organ.
Oh, I know.
Good one, ain't it?
Jim Dandy. Got a nice tone.
You gotta come up close in here. Makes the carousel sound like it's going faster. You belong out there, and you know it. You ain't cut out for a respectable married man. You're an artist type. You belong among artists. Tell you what, come back and I'll give you the ruby ring my husband left me.
I don't know. I might go back. Well, I could still go on living here with Julie.
Holy Moses!
What's wrong?
Can you imagine how the girls would love that? A Parker who goes home to his wife every night. People would laugh themselves sick.
Well, I know what you want.
Don't be so stuck on yourself.
Well, I ain't happy here. That's the truth.
Of course you would.
Billy,
You want anything?
well, I brought you your coffee.
Why don't you have a talk to her? She'll understand. Maybe she'll be glad to get rid of you.
Maybe.
Billy, before I forget, I got something to tell you.
All right.
I've been wanting to tell you. In fact, I was going to yesterday.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I can't. We gotta be alone.
Look, can't you see I'm busy? Here, I'm talking business.
It'll only take a minute.
Get out of here.
I tell you, it'll only take a minute.
You get out of here?
No.
What did you say?
Let her alone, Billy. I'll drop in at Fastman's Bank for some small change for the carousel. I'll be back in a little while for your answer to my proposition.
Well then, go ahead and make it quick.
Well, I can't tell it so quick. Why don't you drink your coffee?
That's what you wanted to tell me?
No. By the time you drink it, I'll have told you.
Well?
Well, yesterday my head ached and you asked me.
Yes.
Well, you see, that's it.
Are you sick?
No, it's nothing like that. It's awful hard to tell you, but I'm not a bit scared because it's a perfectly natural thing.
What is?
Well, when two people live together,
Yes.
I'm going to have a baby.
Hey, Billy! Billy!
Hey, Jigger, Julie's gonna have a baby.
Yeah? What about it?
Nothing.
My mother had a baby once.
He in there with her? They're having a row, I bet. You know, when he comes back to me, I ain't gonna let him hang around with you anymore. You know that, don't you?
Common woman.
Ain't gonna let him get into your clutches. Anyone that gets mixed up with you ends up in the jailhouse or the grave.
Carnival blonde. Come in between a man and his wife.
Come in between nothing. They don't belong together. Nobody knows him like I do. And nobody's gonna get him away from me either. And that goes for you, too.
Who wants him? If he's gonna let himself get tied up to an old wobbly-hipped slut like you, what good would he be to me?
He won't be no good to you. And he won't end up with a policeman's bullet in his heart like that Roberts boy you hung around with last summer. Wish that bullet had got you, you sleep-eyed wharf rat. You keep away from him, that's all. I'll call the cops on you.
Common woman.
Yeah, call names. But I got him back just the same. And you're through.
Put on a new coat of paint. You're starting to peel. The old pleasure boat.
You still here?
You told me to come back. Here, you'll be wanting an advance on your salary. Well, that's only fair. You've been out of work a long time.
Go home, Mrs. Mullen.
What's the matter with you?
Can't you see I'm having my breakfast? Go back to your carousel.
You mean you ain't coming with me?
Get out of here. Get!
I'll never speak to you again. Not if you were dying, I wouldn't.
Well, that worries me a lot.
What did she tell you in there?
She told
Some
me...
lies about me, I bet.
No, Mrs. Mullen. Nothing about you. Only about Julie and me. As a matter of fact, Mrs. Mullen, I'm going to be a father.
You. Julie.
Goodbye, Mrs. Mullen.
You? A father?
Get the hell away from here, Mrs. Mullen. Goodbye, Mrs. Mullen. I wonder what he'll think of me. I guess he'll call me the old man. I guess he'll think I can lick every other fella's father. Well, I can. I bet that he'll turn out to be the spitting image image of his dad, but he'll have more common sense than his puddin'-headed father ever had. I'll teach him to wrestle and dive through a wave when we go in the mornings for our swim. His mother can teach him the way to behave, but she won't make a sissy out of him. Not him, not my boy, not Bill. Bill. My boy Bill, I will see that he's named after me. I will. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bully will boss him around. And I don't give a damn what he does, as long as he does what he likes. He can sit on his tail or work on a rail with a hammer and spikes. He can ferry a boat on a river, or pedal a pack on his back, or work up and down the streets of the town with a whip and a horse and a hack. He can haul a scow along a canal, or run a cow around a corral, or maybe bark for a carousel. Of course it takes talent to do that well. He might be a champ of the heavyweights or a fellow that sells the glue, or president of the United States. That'd be all right too. His mother would like that, but he wouldn't be president unless he wanted to be. Not Bill. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as tough as a tree. Will Bill, like a tree he'll grow with his head held high and his feet planted firm on the ground. And you won't see nobody dare to try to boss him or toss him around. No fat-bottomed, flabby-faced, pot-bellied, baggy-eyed bully will boss him around. And I'm damned if he'll marry his boss's daughter, a skinny-lipped virgin with blood like water, who'll give him a peck and call it a kiss, and look in his eyes through a lorgnette. Say, why am I taking on like this? My kid ain't even been born yet. I can see him when he's 17 or so, and starting in to go with a girl. I can give him lots of pointers very sound on the way to get round any girl. I can tell him, wait a minute, could it be? What the hell? What if he is a girl? Bill. Oh, Bill. What could I do with her? What could I do for her? A bum with no money. You can have fun with a son, but you gotta be a father to a girl. She mightn't be so bad at that. A kid with ribbons in her hair, a kind of sweet and petite little tin type of her mother. What a pair! I can just hear myself bragging about her. My little girl, pink and white as peaches and cream is she. My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her face.
mothers of 2 and 3. But my little girl gets hungry every night, and she comes home to me. My little girl! My little girl! I gotta get ready before she comes. I gotta make certain that she won't be dragged up in slums with a lot of bums like me. She's gotta be sheltered and fed and dressed in the best that money can buy. I never know how to get money, but I'll try, by God, I'll try. I'll go and make it, or steal it, or take it, or die.
Hey, you roustabouts, time to get going. Come and help load everything onto the boats.
Don't have a bit about it.
Hey, Billy, what's this Julie says about you not going to the clam bake?
Clam bake, eh? Maybe I will go after all. Well, there's Jigger. I gotta talk to him. Hey, Jigger, Jigger.
I'll tell Julie you're coming. She'll be tickled pink.
Hey, Jigger, come here quick. I gotta talk to you about the clam bake. I'll do everything like you said.
Good.
I gotta get money on account of the baby, see?
Yeah, sure, the baby. Did you get the knife?
Knife.
I only got a pocket knife. If he's so spiteful, we'll need a real one.
But I ain't got a real
Go
knife.
inside and take a kitchen knife.
Somebody might see me.
Take it so they don't see you.
Billy, Billy, is it true? Are you coming to the clam bake?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Oh, we're gonna have a barrel of fun. I'll show you all over the island. Know every inch of it. Been going to picnics there since I was a little girl.
Billy, you'd better go get that.
Get what, Billy?
Why,
The shawl. Billy said you ought to have a shawl. Gets cold nights, the fog comes up. Ain't that what you said?
right, the shawl. I'll go and get it.
Oh, that was real thoughtful, Billy.
Yeah, I'll go get it, the shawl.
Come on, everybody.
Busting out all over, the flowers busting from the sea.
And the pleasant life of Riley that is spoken of so highly is the life that everybody wants to lead.
Because it's true. Just because it's true. Because it's true. Because it's true.
fish chowder, cooked in iron kettles, onions floating on the top, curling up in petals.
And old New England trade.
Then lapped it all up with a clamshell tied onto a bayberry stick.
This was a real Bushland day. We're mighty glad we came. The victuals we ate were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling fine. This was a real nice land day, and we all had a real good time.
Remember when we raked them red-hot lobsters out of the driftwood fire? They sizzled and crackled and sputtered a song fitting for an angel's choir.
We split 'em down the back and peppered 'em food and doused 'em in melted water.
Then we tore away their claws and we cracked them with our teeth, cause we weren't in the mood to putter.
Good-morning, angels, good-morning, angels, good-morning, angels, choir.
Then
at last from the clouds, steam up the rock, beer pumping from the shells. Just how many of them galloped down our colors, we couldn't say ourselves. This was a real nice round day. We're mighty glad we came. The victuals we ate were good, you bet. The company was the same. Our hearts are warm, our bellies are full, and we are feeling fine. This was a real nice round day, and we all had a real good time. We said it before and we'll say it again. We all had a real good time.
Ain't it about time the boys started your treasure hunt?
Let's get going.
Hold your horses. No one's going anywhere till we get this island cleaned up. We can't leave it like this for the next few days. Go in and get to work. The whole kit and caboodle of you. Burn that rubbish. Gather up those bottles. Hey, Enoch, while they're cleaning up, you can go hide the treasure.
Hey, why should he get out of working?
Because he found the treasure last year. The one that finds it hides the next. That's the way we do.
Hey, Jigger. Yeah? That's a well set up little piece, that Carrie.
Ain't it near time for us to start?
No, we'll wait till they're ready for that treasure hunt. That'll be a good way for you and me to leave. We'll be a team, see, and they'll get lost together, like I said. Stop jumping from one foot to another, and go along to your wife. And tell that Carrie to come and talk to me.
Look, Jigger, you ain't got time for girls tonight.
Sure I have. You know me, quick or nothing.
Look, after we do it, what do we do then?
Bury the money and go on like nothing happened for 6 months.
Yes?
Wait another 6 months and buy passages on a ship.
Well, the baby will be born by then.
We'll take it with us.
Well, maybe we'll sail to San Francisco.
Why do you keep putting your hand to your chest?
My heart keeps jumping under the knife.
Put the knife on the other side.
Mr. Bigelow, Julie says you should go and help her. Why ain't you working?
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Oh, it's maybe the clams not setting so good on your stomach.
Oh, no, it's nothing on my stomach. It's something on my mind. Sit down here with me a minute. I want your advice.
Now look here, Mr. Cragen. I ain't got no time for no wharf yarns or fish stories.
Well, you're sweeter than sugar and I'm crazy for you. Never had this feeling before for anyone.
Mr. Crichton!
Like nothing I wouldn't do for you. Why, just to see your lovely smile, I'd swim through beer with my mouth closed.
Mr. Crichton! I couldn't.
Didn't you hear me say that I loved you?
Oh, I'm sorry for you, but what can I do? Enoch and me are going to be cried at church next Sunday.
Next Sunday, I'll be far at sea looking at the icy gray water. Maybe I'll jump in and drown myself.
Oh, don't!
Well, then give me a kiss. One measly little kiss.
Enoch wouldn't like it.
I don't want to kiss Enoch.
I will thank you not to yell at me, Mr. Crichton. If you love me the way you say you do, then please show me the same respect you would if you didn't love me.
Carrie, Miss Pippridge, just one word, please. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, only I couldn't help myself. For a few awful minutes, I let brood out in me.
Well, I think I understand, Mr. Crichton.
Oh, thank you, Miss Pippridge, thank you kindly. Now, there's just one thing that worries me, and it worries me a lot. It's about you.
About me?
You're such a little innocent. You had no right to stand here and talk with a man you hardly know. Suppose I was a different type of feller. You know, one principle. A feller that'd use his physical strength to have his will with you. There are such men, you know.
Well, I know.
Now, there are certain grips in wrestling I could teach you. Tricks that'll land a master flat on his face in 2 minutes.
But I ain't strong enough.
Oh, it don't take strength. It's all in balance. A twist of the wrist and a dig with the elbow. Here, just let me show you a simple one. This might save your life someday. Now, suppose a fella grabs you like this. Now, put your 2 hands on my neck. And pull me towards you. That's it. Now, pull my head down. Good. Now, put your left arm all the way around my neck. And squeeze. Hard. Tighter. Good girl.
Does it hurt?
Oh, you got me helpless.
Show me another one.
Right. Here's how you can pick a fella up and send him sprawling. Now, I'll stand here and you get a hold of him. Wait a minute. I'll do it to you first, and then you can do it to me. Now, just stand still and relax. This is the way firemen carry people.
Is it?
See how helpless he can make a fellow if he gets fresh with you.
Mr. Crick! Hello, Enoch! This is the way firemen carry people.
Where's the fire?
Well, he was only showing me how to defend myself.
Well, it didn't look like you learned very much by the time I came.
Now, what's all the fussing and fuzzling and wuzzling about?
In my opinion, sir, you are as scurvy a hunk of scum as I've ever seen your water's edge at low tide.
The same. Side view.
I never thought I'd see the woman I'm engaged to being carried out of the woods like a fallen deer.
But he wasn't carrying me out of the woods. He was carrying me into the woods. No, I didn't mean that.
I think we've said all we have to say. I can't abide by women who are free, loose, and lollygagging, and I certainly would never marry one.
But Enoch!
Leave me. Leave me with my shattered dreams. They're all I have left. Memories of what didn't happen.
I never see it yet to fail. I never see it fail. A girl who's in love with a virtuous man is doomed to weep and wail. Stone cutters cut it on stone. Woodpeckers peck it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who thinks he's good. My mother used to say to me, when you grow up, my son, I hope you're a bum like your father was, 'cause a good man ain't no fun. Stone cutters cut it on stone, woodpeckers peck it on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who thinks he's good.
Tain't so,
Tis true.
tain't so.
Tis true. Oh, Enoch, say you'll forgive me. Say something sweet to me, Enoch. Something soft and sweet. Oh, say something soft and sweet.
Boston cream pie.
Hey, Jig, don't you think...
Huh? When are we gonna start that treasure hunt?
Right now, y'all got your partners? 2 men to each team. Now you got half an hour to find the treasure. And the winners get to kiss any girl they want.
Billy, are you going with Jigger? Well, don't you think that's foolish?
Why?
Well, neither, is the island good. Yeah, split up and each go.
We're partners, see? Come on, Jigger.
I wish you wouldn't.
I don't know what gets into men. Enoch just put on a new suit this morning. And now he seems like a different person. I never see it fail. A girl who's in love with any man, soon to weep and wail. They're even worse after they marry you.
How did you get back that ring, Mary? You fell off.
Here's our been there a year. She'll tell ya.
The clock just ticks your life away. There's no relief in sight. It's cooking, it's scrubbing, it's sewing all day. And God knows when all night.
Stone cutters cutting on stone, woodpeckers pecking on wood. There's nothing so bad for a woman as a man who's bad or good. It makes you wonder, don't it? You tell her, Julie. You know.
She's your best girlfriend.
Tell her to her good, Julie. Tell her to her good.
What's the use of wondering if he's good or if he's bad, or if you like the way he wears his hat? Or what's the use of wondering if he's good or if he's bad? He's your fella and you love him. That's all there is to that. Common sense may tell you that the ending will be sad, and now's the time to break and run away. But what's the use of wondering if the ending will be sad? You're his girl and he's your fella. There's nothing more to say. Something made in the way that he is, whether he's false or true, and something they gave him the things that are his. One of those things is you. So when he wants your kisses, you will give them to the lad, and anywhere he leads you, you will walk in. Anytime he needs you, you will run in there like mad. You're his girl and he's your fella. And now the rest is talk. Billy, where are you going?
Where are we going?
We're looking for the treasure.
Oh, I don't want you to, Billy. Let me come with you.
No.
Oh, Billy!
I got no time to fool with women. Get out of my way.
Billy, let me have that. Billy, please.
Common sense may tell you that the ending will be sad, and now's the time to break and run away. But what's the use of wondering if the
suppose he don't come?
He will. What will you say to him?
I say, excuse me, sir, could you tell me the time? Suppose he answers me, what do I say?
He won't answer you.
Have you ever killed a man before?
If I did, it wouldn't be likely to say so, would I?
No, I guess you wouldn't. Well, if you did, I mean, if tonight we... Well, suppose someday when we die, we'll have to go up before...
Before who?
Well, before God.
You and me? Not a chance.
Why not?
What's the highest court they ever dragged you into?
Just police magistrates, I guess.
Sure. Never been before the Supreme Court judge, have you?
No.
Same thing in the next world. For the rich, the heavenly court and a high judge. For you and me, police magistrates. For rich folks, fine music and chubby little angels.
Won't we get any music?
Not a note. All we get is justice. There'll be plenty of that for you and me. Yes, sir. Nothing but justice.
It's getting late. I'll be coming back from the clam bake. I wish he'd come.
He will. What do you say we play some cards while we wait? Time will pass quicker that way.
All right. Just wish old Sideburns would come and have it over with.
He's a little late. Want to go on with the game?
I can't sit here doing nothing. Driving a fella crazy. How much is the bank?
Sideburns will have 3,000 on. That's what he always brings to the captain. Tonight the captain don't get it. We get it. 1,500 to you, 1,500 to me.
All right, go ahead and deal. Excuse me, sir. Could you tell me the time?
All right, now don't budge. Either one of you. Drop that knife. Ahoy! Up there on the NCB! Ahoy! Who is down there? You go after that one. He's running up Maple Street. I'll keep this one covered. There's another bullet in here. Don't you forget that. Now look behind me. What do you see coming?
2 policemen.
You wanted to know what the time was? Time for you is going to be 10 to 20 years in prison.
Oh, no, it won't. They won't put me in prison.
And where do you think you're going?
Who fired that shot? What's going on here? Stop it!
Julie!
Help me with this jacket. Watch the knife.
Mr. Masco, are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Lucky, though. Very lucky. This is the first time I ever took a pistol with me.
Is he dead? No, he's still breathing. Then bring him out here. We have to lay him out flat. Bring him over the dock. Watch his side. All right, you, go for a doctor. And put that under his head.
Fools. Silly fools. They didn't even realize I was coming from the ship, not to it.
The money they tried to kill you for is locked up in my desk.
Fools.
You got away.
What's that?
It's the folks. They're coming back from the clam bake.
You better go stop them.
Yes, sir. Hold it! Get back! Who is it?
Billy.
Bigelow.
Poor Julie. Billy.
Little Julie. Something I want to tell you. I couldn't see nothing ahead. Jigger told me how we could get a hold of a lot of money. Maybe sail to San Francisco, see?
Yes.
Tell the baby if you want. Say I had this idea about San Francisco. Julie,
Yes.
hold my hand. Tight.
Oh, I am holding it tight. All the time.
Tighter. Still. Tighter. Julie!
Goodbye, Billy.
The good Lord will help him now, man.
Julie? Forgive me for saying it. But you're better off
Carrie's right.
Tell me, Julie, am I right?
You're right, Carrie.
He's better off too, poor fellow. Oh, believe me, Julie, he's better off too.
Don't cry, Carrie. Oh, God, be with you, Julie.
Where is he? Let me see.
Don't matter. Sleep, Billy. Sleep. Sleep peaceful like a good boy. You weren't a good boy. You were bad and quick-tempered and unhappy. But sleep peaceful now. I knew why you hit me. I always knew everything you were thinking. But you didn't always know what I was thinking. One thing I never told you. I was scared you'd laugh at me. But I'll tell you now. I love you. I love you. I was always ashamed to say it out loud. But now I said it, didn't I? Oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Do? Why you gotta stay on here with me, so as I can be with you when the baby comes. The main thing is to keep on caring. Keep on living. Do you remember that sampler you gave me? Remember what it says?
The words? I used to say them in school.
Say them now. See if you know what they mean.
When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high and don't be afraid. When you walk
yourself up. You gotta get going.
Going? Where?
Never mind where. Well, the thing is, you can't stay here.
Julie! Julie!
She can't hear you.
Who decided that?
You did. When you killed yourself.
I see. So it's all over.
Not quite as simple as that. As long as there's one person on earth who remembers you, it isn't over.
What are you gonna do to me?
I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I just came down to fetch you. Take that to the judge.
Judge? Am I going before the Lord God himself?
Now, what have you ever done that you should come before him?
So that's it. Just like Jigger said. No Supreme Court for the little folks. Just police magistrates.
Now, who said anything about
I
it?
tell ya, if they kick me around up like they did on Earth, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm dead now and I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna stand up for my rights. I'm going before the Lord God himself, straight to the top, you hear?
Simmer down, Billy, simmer down. There are others who feel just like you do. Here, listen to what Brother Nathaniel has to say.
Take me beyond the pearly gates to a beautiful marble hall. Take me before the highest throne and let me be judged by the highest judge of all. Let the Lord shout and yell and his eyes flash flame. I promise not to quiver when he calls my name. Let him send me to hell, but before I go, I feel that I'm entitled to a hell of a show. Want pink-faced angels on a purple cloud, twanging on their harps till their fingers get red. Want organ music, let it roll out loud, rolling like a wave washing over my head. Want every star in heaven hanging in the room, shining in my eyes when I hear my doom. Take me beyond the pearly gates to a beautiful marble hall. Take me before the highest throne and let me be judged by the highest judge of all.
Billy,
Hey, what is this? Who are you?
never mind who I am, Bigelow.
Where am I?
You're in the backyard of heaven. There's the gates over there.
The pearly gates?
No, the pearly gates are in front. These are the back gates. They're just mother of you.
Well, I don't want to go in no back gate. I want to go before the highest.
You'll go where we send you, young man.
Now look here.
Don't yell.
Well, I didn't yell.
Well, don't. Brother Joshua, this one's finished. Please hang it over to Philadelphia. All right. Now, this is a routine question I gotta ask everybody. Is there anything on earth you left unfinished? The reason I ask is, you're entitled to go back for it, if you want to.
I don't know. Guess as long as I'm here, I'll stay.
Waives his right to go back.
Can I ask you, I'd like to know if the baby will be a boy or a girl.
We'll come to that later.
But I'm only asking.
Just let me do the asking. You do the answer. I got my orders. Now, you left your wife having that baby coming, with nothing for him to live on. Why'd you do that?
I couldn't get any work, and I couldn't bear to see her.
You couldn't bear to see her cry. Why not come right out and say it? Why are you afraid of saying the right word? Why are you ashamed you love Julie?
I ain't ashamed of anything.
Why'd you beat her?
I didn't beat her. I could never beat a little thing like that. I only hit her.
Why?
Well, you see, we'd argue, and she'd say this, and I'd say that. She'd be right. So I'd hit her.
Are you sorry you hit her?
I ain't sorry for anything.
You can be as stubborn or pernickety as you want. Up here, patience is as endless as time. We can wait. Now look here, son. I suppose it's only fair to tell you. You're in a pretty tight corner. That is, you haven't done enough good in your life to get in there. Not even through the back door.
All right, if I can't get in, I can't.
I didn't say you can't. I said you ain't done enough so far. You might still make it. If you try hard enough.
How?
Why don't you go down to Earth for a day like I said you could? Do something real fine for yourself.
Ah, what could I do?
Well, for one thing, you might do your little daughter something.
A daughter? It's a girl? My baby?
Ain't a baby no more. She's 16 years old.
How could that be? I just come from there.
You gotta get used to a new way of telling time. A year on Earth is just a minute up here. Would you like to look down and see her?
Could I? Could I see her from here?
Sure could. Follow me.
Tell me, is she happy?
No, she ain't, Billy. Truth is, she's a lot like you. That's why I figured you're the one who could help her most, if you was there.
Yeah, well, if she ain't happy, I don't want to look.
Well, right this minute, she appears to be asleep. Yes, sir. There she is, laying peaceful on the beach.
Just like I used to do.
Don't you think you better take a look?
Well, where is she? What do I have to do to see her?
Just look and wait. The power to see her will come to you.
Is that her? The slim girl with the dark hair?
Pretty, ain't she?
I wonder what she's dreaming about. Maybe she's dreaming about me. My little girl. Why'd you make me look?
You said you wanted to.
I know what she's going through.
Something like what happened to you when you was a kid, ain't it?
Somebody ought to help her.
Uh-huh. Somebody ought to. You can go down any time you want. The offer's still open.
Oh, can I?
Ready, Billy?
And so the next day, we all climbed to the top of the Statue of Liberty. Enoch and me and the 8 kids. Did you go to any theaters in New York? Of course we did. Did you see any of them extravaganzas? Enoch took me to see some of them things. The curtain goes up, and the first thing you see is 12 hussies with nothing on their legs but tights.
Oh, what happened then?
Well, Enoch just grabbed hold of my arm and dragged me out of the theater. But I went back the next day to a matinee to see how the story came out.
All by yourself? Lucky you didn't see anyone you know.
I did. Enoch! There was a girl that sang an awful catchy song. She swung her leg over the fence like this, and it rained all day.
Oh, Louise. Take these into the kitchen, dear. Oh, that's a good girl.
Swung her leg over the fence like this, and she sang, I'm a tomboy, just a tomboy. I'm a madcap maiden from Broadway. I'm a tomboy, a merry tomboy. I'm a
Turn your eyes away, children.
Well, I was just telling Julie about that show, Madcap Maiden.
We also saw Julius Caesar. Wouldn't that be a better play to quote from?
I don't remember much of that one. All the men was dressed in nightgowns, and it made me kind of sleepy.
Say hello to Mrs. Bigelow.
Oh, Mrs. Bigelow.
Hello, children. Won't you sit down and visit with us?
I figured we don't have time. Mrs. Snow and I have to stop with the ministers on the way to the graduation. Come, Junior. Come, children. Come, Mrs. Snow.
Pop, can I stay and talk to Louise? Just for 5 minutes.
No.
Oh, let him.
All right. 5 minutes. No more. Say goodbye to Mrs. Bigelow.
Bye, Mrs. Bigelow.
Goodbye, children.
See you at the graduation.
Still lollygagging. You'd think a woman with 8 children would have more sense.
If I had more sense, I wouldn't have had 8 children.
I wish I could go to New York.
What are you going to do after you graduate, Louise?
Listen, Enoch, can you keep a secret?
Can she see me? Only if you want her to. Well, what's the secret?
I'm going to be an actress. There's a troupe coming through here next week. I met a fella, says he's the advance man or something, says he'll help me.
You mean run away? Well, I won't let you.
Well, how will you stop me?
Well, I'll marry you, that's how. The hardest part will be to convince Father to let me marry beneath my station.
Well, you needn't bother about marrying beneath your station. I wouldn't have you. And I wouldn't have that stuck-up buzzard for a father-in-law if you give me $1 million.
You're a fine one to talk about my father. What about your own? Cheap barker on a carousel. He beat your mother.
You get out of here, you sleepy little la-di-da. I'll kill you!
I wanted to will? Little girl, Louise.
Who are you?
How
did you know my name?
Somebody told me you lived here. I knew your father.
My father.
Well, I heard what that little whippersnapper said, and it ain't true, any of it.
It is true. All of it.
Did your mother tell you that?
No. But every kid in town knows it. They've been throwing it up at me ever since I can remember. I wish I was dead.
What did your mother tell you about?
She told me a lot of fairy stories about how he died in San Francisco. And she's always saying what a handsome feller he was.
Well, he was.
Was he? Really? You really knew him, did you? And he was handsome? What else about him? Anything else good about him?
Well, he used to tell funny jokes at the carousel and make people laugh.
Did he? What else?
Well, look, I want to give you a present.
Don't come in, mister. My mother wouldn't like it.
Well, I don't mean any harm. I want to give you something.
Don't come any closer. You go away. You scare me.
Don't chase me away. I want to give you a present. Something pretty. Something wonderful.
What's that?
A star.
Go away.
Darling, please, I want to help you.
Don't call me darling. Let go of my arm.
I want to make you happy. Take this.
No, go away.
Darling, please.
No. Mother! Mother!
Failure. Whenever things don't turn out the way you want them to, all you do is hit someone you love. Failure.
Where is he?
I don't want her to see me.
She doesn't.
She looked like something before I said that.
He's gone. But honest, Mother, I wasn't lying. There was a strange man here, and he hit me hard. I heard the sound of it, Mother, but it didn't hurt. It was just as if he kissed my hand.
Go into the house, child.
What's happened, Mother? Don't you believe me?
Yes, I believe you.
Why don't you tell me why you're acting so funny?
It's nothing, darling.
But is it possible for someone to hit you real loud and hard? Have it not hurt at all?
It is possible, dear. For someone to hit you hard and have it not hurt at all.
She took the star. Seems like she knew I was here.
Julie would always know.
She never changes.
No, Julie never changes.
My little girl, Louise, I gotta do something for her.
So far you haven't done much.
I know.
Time's running out.
But it ain't over yet. I want an extension. I gotta see your graduation.
All right, Billy. Come along.
Doctors and ministers remind you of him.
It's the custom at these graduations. Pick out some old duck like me to preach to kids. I can't preach you. Know you all too well. Brought most of you into the world. Rubbed liniment on your backs. Poured castor oil down your throats. Well, all I hope is that now I got you this far, you'll turn out to be worth all the trouble. I can't tell you any sure way to happiness. All I know is you got to go out and find it for yourselves. You can't lean on the success of your parents. That's their success. And don't be held back by their failure. It makes no difference if you did or didn't. You just stand on your own 2 feet. The world belongs to you as much as to the next fellow. Don't give it up. And try not to be scared of people not liking you. Just you try liking them. Just keep your faith and courage, and you'll come out all right. It's like what we used to sing every morning when I went to school. Maybe you still sing. I don't know. When you walk through a storm, keep your chin up high. You know that one?
Listen to him, darling. Believe him. I loved you, Julie. Know that I loved you.
Thank you.